Hey, this is Mike. Thank you so much for choosing this video. Today I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina, visiting Parkway Hyundai, and I'm checking out a 2018 Hyundai Accent in the SEL trim level. Now, the Accent is an affordable car with a lot of cool features to show off, so let's go ahead and check them out. This Accent is sitting on 185/65 Continental tires, wrapped around 15-inch alloy wheels with a metallic silver finish. It also has four-wheel disc brakes with ventilated rotors in the front and solid rotors in the back. The name of this color is Absolute Black, and I think that's a really cool name. Okay, so checking out the front here. So it has a matte black center portion, the grille, and then it has the little places there at the bottom where fog lights will go and other trims in a matte black. But just added a little bit of chrome, just a little bit around the outside here, and the emblem, of course, in chrome. Now the headlights are in a reflector housing powered by halogen bulbs. Checking out the profile, everything is black. The handles are black, side mirrors are black, and all the gloss black to match the body color, basically. But you have some matte black around the outside of the doors, right in here, and the bottom portion of the side mirror. This is what the key fob looks like. You can see it has some buttons here, lock, unlock, the ability to open up the trunk, and a panic button. It also has a switchblade key. That's always cool to me. But let's go ahead and push the panic button and see what happens. So it basically beeps the horn, flashes the lights. Okay, so let's start here on the passenger side. So here's the inside of the door. You can see it's a two-tone. It has the tan with the black, and then the handle is a metallic color. Now the only soft touch surface is this cloth right here around your arm, and everything else is the hard plastics. You have a little pocket right in here as well as at the bottom, and a bottle holder there in the front. There's a threshold. Manually adjusted cloth seats, two-tone as well, with the textured cloth here in the center portion, a little bit of stitching, and then the different color there. Slightly bolstered, nothing too intrusive. And I was really surprised at the legroom. Let me go ahead and put the seat all the way back. I mean, it just goes back, way back there, and it just felt like I had a little bit extra room sitting in this vehicle, and I'm 6 feet tall, so I was pretty impressed. Okay, so dashboard is all the hard plastics here. Let's look at the glove compartment, and it's a smooth plastic here, pretty standard. Here's the inside of the back door. Same deal as far as the cloth here on the door. That's the only soft touch surface. Okay, so you have a bench seat here in the back with slight bolsters here on the sides, kind of simulating an individual seat. Now I have the driver's seat all the way back and the passenger all the way forward, just to give you an idea of the possibility as far as legroom. So you can see with the seat all the way back, you're kind of limited on the legroom back here. But just start moving the seat a little bit up forward is going to help out a lot. But check it out, you have a tremendous amount of legroom when you push the seat all the way forward. There's a USB charge port on the back of the front console for the passengers back here. Of course, when you're sitting in the back seat, you're playing around with your phone, you have devices, so it's really handy to be able to go ahead and charge them easily, especially on a long trip. Now these seats also have the latch system for car seats, by the way. Okay, taking a look at the rear of the vehicle. Here at the top is a little antenna right there, and a third brake light in the base of the glass. I don't know if you can see that right in there. Little swoop to the trunk, kind of looks like a deck lid spoiler in a way, but it's just the style of the vehicle. Backup camera is right under here. No exhaust pipes to be too visible. There's one under here, but it's kind of hidden. It's right under there like that. And the tail lights are standard bulbs. To open the trunk, there's two ways. One is to pull a latch next to the driver's seat. The second is to use the key. So I'm going to push and hold that button, and it just pops it open, and it goes up almost all the way. Actually, look at there, all the way. I think the wind was helping out with that. But let's check it out. All right. Really impressed with the cargo space back here. So a vehicle this size doesn't look like a big car from the outside, but actually when you see the way it's designed, it has a lot of space. Now I'm going to put all the specs and measurements and volumes and all that stuff in the description, but just to give you a visual reference here, check it out. They try to squeeze as much room as they can everywhere. You notice the seats here, they split in a 60-40 split right here, and you can fold down one seat or the other and add to your cargo space while still maintaining passenger space, or you can fold them both down and add a tremendous amount of cargo space back here. Okay, so let's lift this up, and it has a spare tire with tools and a little bit of space around it. I guess you can use that for cargo space as well. So one thing, if you're shopping for a new vehicle, a lot of new vehicles do not have a spare tire. So you want to check, if you want a spare tire, make sure you check and look at it before you take delivery. Now, sometimes they're optional, so just want to let you know about that. Here's the latch here in the floorboard of the driver's side to open up the trunk. You also have your fuel door release. It's a locking fuel door. It's on the driver's side, which is nice, and has a standard cap with a little tether and a place to hang the cap while you're pumping gas. So let's go ahead and start it up using the switchblade key here. Here's the floorboard in front of the driver's seat, and the floor mat hooks in place in two places there. Accelerator and brake pedal, and a footrest here on the far left, right in here. Pretty good size and at the right angle for me anyway. Okay, so let's take a look under the hood. To open the hood, there's a latch a little tiny bit to the right of center, right in here. Just move it to the left, lift it up, and it does require a prop to hold the hood up, and the prop's right here in a nice bright yellow color. And it latches right here on the bottom side of the hood, like so. And this is what your latch looks like, so do that number. Okay, so let's take a look at the engine compartment here. So the battery is insulated, the firewall is insulated, and the strut towers are braced in with the unibody structure of the vehicle. So this is a front-wheel drive vehicle, so this is the front of the engine here. You can see it has the dual overhead cam and little GDI. That's for gasoline direct injection, so it's a direct injection engine. You can see the exhaust is out of the back and the intake is here on the front. Helps with the heat transfer. Basically, the heat from the engine just escapes out of the engine bay and doesn't build up here in the front. Okay, so you can actually see some metal. I like the plastic cover doesn't cover everything up, which is nice. Okay, so this is a 1.6 liter 4-cylinder engine, and it pumps out 130 horsepower and 119 pound-feet of torque, and it's paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission. Here's the inside of the driver's door. Now it's just like the passenger side, except for it has a few more buttons. So your power window controls, power door locks, and your side mirrors are adjusted here. So it's a one touch down and one touch up here for the driver. Manually adjusted seats here for the driver as well as the passenger, but you have a height adjustment. So you can use that lever there on the side to raise and lower the seats. To the left of the steering column, you have a dimmer switch for your interior gauges, and your traction control off button. Default will be on. This is a little panel for your fuse box. It also has a tilt and a telescoping steering column that you lock in place with a visible lever here, so they actually see where the lever is. Some vehicles have it hidden under here, and but this one's right there on the left side. Okay, so let's take a look here on the inside, sitting in the driver's seat. And one of the things that I noticed when I got in, I have the door open right now, and I noticed two things. One is when I shut the door, it was considerably more quiet. There's a highway right behind me, or a busy road, and there's a lot of traffic noise. Another thing that I noticed is the crispness, I guess you can say, of the, when I shut the door, it just has this just a nice thud, and it's like solid close. There's no clunking going on. So I don't know if you can hear it. Let's see here. See, it's just like a solid feeling and sounding, you know, closure, and you can tell it's much quieter in here. So I think they did a good job as far as the soundproofing and just making the vehicle solid. That's my interpretation anyway. Okay, so I have the seat all the way back, and I would probably, I'm 6 feet tall. I have a little bit of extra room. I could put the seat up a little bit more, and I probably would, you know, driving it around, but I have it all the way back to visually show you how much legroom I have, and also for filming, of course. Okay, so looking at the steering wheel, it's a synthetic material, soft to the touch, very soft and comfortable, so it's not digging into your bones while you're gripping it, going through, you know, long trips or whatever. It's a very comfortable and durable, since it's synthetic material, with a simulated leather texturing. It's a very durable steering wheel. A little bit of bolsters up in here. The thickness is really good as well. Okay, so here on the right side is your cruise control. So you can turn it on, change through your speeds, resume, set, and cancel there. And you can reset you can go to your trip and reset it here with these buttons. Here on the left side is your volume for your radio, and you can change through your presets, your favorites on your radio as well, or audio tracks, or whatever happens to be the case, what you're playing. Bluetooth controls here, you can answer and hang up. Mode is to change through your audio source, and then you have your voice recognition system, your access to that right here. Windshield wiper controls are here on the right side, and headlight controls are here on your turn signal. So you have off, automatic, parking light, and then headlights there. And I like the way this is kind of flat on the end, so that way you can easily tell where it's at and also easily turn it. Okay, so here's your gauges, and very simple flat black background with the white lettering popping out and big letters, and it's a little bit recessed into the dash a little bit, just so you can focus easy when you're driving. So you're focused on the road, and then you transition to the gauges, so that way it's a little bit easier on your eyes. So looking at the gauges, you have your RPMs there on the left side with your engine coolant temperature. On the right side is your speedometer with your fuel gauge. But right there in the center is a little information screen that shows you what gear you're in, how far you can drive before you need to get gas, average fuel economy, outside temperature, and your odometer. And when you push the trip button, it goes into your trip. So you can go in there, you have trip A and trip B, and you can reset it with the reset button I showed you. Okay, so let's look at the screen, the touch screen. So you can see it has a volume, turn through the stations there. It's a pretty traditional knobs that everybody's accustomed to. Physical buttons down here at the bottom, so you can quickly go to certain places on the screen. But this is actually your home screen, and it's a split between your device, like say Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which will give you access to a lot of additional features, and your Sirius XM, your radio basically. You can go into your all menus here, so you can give you an idea. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay are grayed out, but once you plug in your phone, it'll install those. Has a complete comprehensive guide right here, so if there's any questions, you can search it and you can find out how to do certain things, which is pretty cool. You can go in and pair your phone there and make and receive calls. Your voice commands, it gives you a whole list, which is nice. And then your radio, let's take a look at the radio. So you have your presets or your favorites here on the left side, and then it shows you what your radio is doing here. And we can always go back to the home screen. You see a little house right here, we can push that, takes us back to the home screen, and then that way we can actually set up our own menu here. Right now there's nothing in here, but when we go back to the little icons here, you can select the ones that you want. There's your auxiliary options there, and then your setup. So you can choose what you want to go into your menu system. That's right here, your customized menu. You don't always use everything, so you can just put the stuff that you use frequently in your little saved menu. Then you can get your information here on the apps and set up. This is where we can set up the display, your Bluetooth phones, your date and time, all that stuff. Your home screen, of course. So I like the way they have the physical buttons down here, so that way sometimes you just want to search through and try to find the right screen. You can just go ahead and push it. Like say you want to go straight to your media. Right now there's nothing plugged in, but you want to go to your radio. Now the media, when you plug something in, it's going to pop up as an option. You know, so like the auxiliary input, you notice that was there, but it was grayed out. So it'll show up as something's available now, that kind of thing. Down here is your climate control, your temperature, your fan speed, and where you want the air to blow. It's pretty straightforward. Recirculate the air, and then you have a rear defrost. So down here is a button that says drive mode. So when you push that, it cycles through sport or standard. So when you push that button, it'll pop up a little indicator showing you that you're in sport mode. And when you push it again, that goes away, so now you're in standard mode. So that's how you know what drive mode you're in. Two 12-volt power supplies, 180 watt, and a USB input and auxiliary input. And a place to put your stuff there on the center portion. Has like this little rubberized portion here at the bottom that you can remove and clean and put back in. It also keeps your device from sliding around so much. It's pretty grippy, so you don't want your cell phone slipping around while you're driving. Okay, so here's the shifter. Let's go ahead and put it in reverse. Backup camera pops up here and it has active guidelines. So as I turn the steering wheel, the little lines will move, giving me an estimated trajectory of the vehicle as I back up. Neutral, there's drive. That's your normal drive position. If you want to manually cycle through the gears, you just bump it there to the left. It has a plus and minus, and you can bump it and it'll change the gears. You'll know what gear you're in because it'll show here on the display. At any time, you just bump it back to the right and you see it goes back into drive. Here's a handbrake, parking brake, cup holders here. It's open, so that way you can use it for other things besides just cups. It goes open all the way to the bottom, which is nice. Prop your cell phone up in there or whatever. Okay, so here's your armrest. It's soft to the touch. Not super soft, but just enough to where it's not uncomfortable. And then this lifts up. You can slide it forward and back as well. When you lift it up, and there's your storage space in here. Good. Has a little felt liner at the very bottom that you can take out, clean, and put back in. Rear view mirror has a manual day and night mode. Place to put your shades with a very soft felt lining, sort of like a pool table type felt. And it extends here on the sides and in this portion as well, so that's a little bit different from other vehicles. Tap lights. Interior lights can be turned on with that, or off, or with the door. So as you put it in the center portion, as you open the door, then it'll turn on the interior lights. Visors have pretty good sized mirrors in them. A little clip right here to put your registration or papers, and they also extend out. Same thing on the passenger side. Alright, so let's look at the visibility in the back. So you can see a little bit of a pillar back there, but overall pretty good. The headrests don't get in the way hardly at all. But I think it's pretty good visibility, especially when you look over your shoulder. Just looking behind the vehicle looks pretty decent. Now, of course, you have the backup camera to help out as well. So there you have it, 2018 Accent at Parkway Hyundai. Thank you for watching, and thank you to Parkway for allowing me to show off an awesome vehicle. And thank you for watching. See you guys next time.